everybody, welcome back to Bentley House. I'm Ara, and today's video is going to kind of be one of those talking videos, which I hate making videos without miniatures in them. So if you'll struggle through my talking for just a little bit, I have a secret collection. It's not really a secret, I've just never shown it to you guys before, and I just thought you might find it interesting. So after all the talking's over, I'm going to show you what's in this box. Oops, I almost showed you already. And it's very dusty. That means it's an old secret box of stuff. So stay tuned for that, and let's get the talking out of the way. I have the opportunity this year to try my hand at being a full-time miniaturist. Funds in our family have kind of lined up for me to try this out. My husband has always been so supportive, is supporting our family through this and giving me this opportunity. So first of all, thank you for allowing me to try this out. I love you so much. This has been a dream and a prayer of mine for about 10 years, and this is finally my chance. So I'm going to dive head first into full-time being an artist, and I'm extremely excited. So you might be wondering what that looks like on my channel. Actually, not much is going to change. I'm still going to have one video a week that comes out on Fridays, and my one live stream per month, which is usually around the first Tuesday. Even though things are staying pretty much the same, it will be so much easier for me to accomplish these things, and I will be a lot less stressed out. I really have to say a big thank you to all of you who have watched my videos, liked, commented. It is because of you that I can actually see a future doing this. And while my YouTube funds right now are not exactly a full-time gig or even close, I can actually see this becoming something, and this is my moment to give it a try. I never want to be a channel that's pushing merchandise into your face or asking for funds, but I am starting to set things up on my channel that will support my current art journey. The first thing that supports me is what you are already doing. Watching my videos, liking, commenting, those two things help so much. Even if you dislike my video, apparently that helps. As long as YouTube sees that people are interacting with my video, they start to send it out to new viewers they think would also like the video. So if you like and comment already, you are helping me so much. Sharing my videos also really helps because it sends them out to an audience that YouTube may not know about. The second way you can support me is, unfortunately, watching the ads. Ad revenue is what I get paid for, and if you skip the ads, I don't get paid at all. I think the payment thing is like I get paid per 30 seconds of ad that you watch. Now if there's an ad that you don't want to watch, don't watch it, skip it. I don't want anyone to watch something that they seriously are not interested in. But if you need a bathroom break or you need to get something to drink, just let that ad run. That helps me so much.
Are you allowed to say that?
Why not? That's what people used to do when ads were on TV. The third thing you're going to see, or may have already seen, are affiliate links. And anytime I add an affiliate link into the description of my video, I will clearly mark it affiliate link so that you know what it is. If you're not quite sure what that is, I am creating a link through Amazon to link to products that I have used in my video. If you click on that link and you're interested in purchasing that product, I will get a commission for promoting that product to you. It doesn't cost anything extra for you, but I get a commission because I used that product and I linked to Amazon's site. Now don't go purchasing things you do not want, but if you're genuinely interested in an item and you use my link, that does help me out. The fourth way you can help me out is new and starting this week. I am opening a Patreon page. Now I know there are some people out there who do not like Patreon. There's people who refuse to use Patreon, and that is totally fine. I have seen some people do Patreon really well, and I have seen some people do it poorly where their original YouTube audience felt abandoned. So I have done my research and I've done some thinking, and I think I've found the best way that will work for me and hopefully will work for you. I know some people cannot afford Patreon, so I don't want anyone to feel left out. Therefore, my Patreon is going to be set up as kind of an early look behind the scenes type of thing. So everything that will be seen on my Patreon will eventually come out on my YouTube channel. So those who are patrons just get an early look. A lot of times I will hold back photos that I'm waiting to put onto Instagram or YouTube until it's time for that certain video to come out. Things like that will be put on Patreon right away, and so you'll just kind of get a behind the scenes early look at what I'm working on at the time I'm working on it. There will also be a Patreon only live stream. And again, I don't want anyone to feel left out, so I will be working on whatever my video is going to be that week. So the idea behind this is that my patrons in the live stream will be able to see live time what I'm working on, whereas what comes out on YouTube will be edited like my videos that you're used to on Fridays. You will just see kind of a sped up version. And really, the Patreon live stream, you'll probably only see a small version of what I'm creating because I'm only going to live stream for about an hour or 2 hours, and it usually takes me longer than that to finish an item for a video. There also might be little polls here and there for me to ask you guys questions. Big polls such as, like recently I asked what our next project should be, that will stay on YouTube only. Big decisions and when I want everyone's input, that will stay on YouTube. But little things like, should I paint this red or blue? Polls like that might come out on Patreon every now and then. And finally, there will also be a Patreon name card at the end of my video that just gives a little thank you to the people who are supporting me on Patreon. If you're familiar with the Patreon program, there is like a tier system, and so like you can have a $1 tier, $5 tier, $100 tier, and different people get different things. I do not like that system, so I only have one tier. It's $2 for the entire month to see everything on my Patreon, and it's just a little bit of money to help support me, cover bills, cover supplies for what I'm making, and I hope that those who participate in the program also feel like they get a little bit extra behind the scene material in exchange for their money. So I hope that explains a little bit about my plan for Patreon. I will leave a link in the description below if you're interested in checking it out. The other way I'll be trying to create some funds for myself is through my website and my store. I do not have a lot of things in there, and I promise I probably will never have a ton of stuff in my store. I will also put that link in the description. I am not great at mass producing miniatures. I like to make one thing and then I've made it, and I like to move on to the next thing, something new. So I'm not great at making the same thing over and over again. But when I do have something to sell, I will put it in my store. So if you're interested in that, you can just check back whenever you feel like you want to. And finally, I'm hoping to teach more classes at miniature shows around here in Texas. That is a great way. You know I love teaching. That's part of my channel, is teaching and making tutorials, and so I hope to do that more in person. It's really fun to do in-person classes, and right now I'm looking at doing that more in local shows, but if my business continues to grow, I would love to travel, come to different shows, lead classes, and so I'm really trying to look into the future, like the long haul of what this business could become. So this is going to be a really exciting, big time of change for me in my life, but my hope is that you won't really notice a ton of change on my YouTube channel itself. Everything should stay smooth sailing. There's just a few extra opportunities to support me if you choose to do that. If you do choose to join my Patreon, that's awesome. Thank you so much. But if you don't, no worries. Just watching my videos, like I said before, is such a great help, and you doing that is what got me here to begin with, and I appreciate it so, so much. This is also allowing me to have a freer schedule as a mom. I'm going to be able to go to some of my kids' events that I haven't been able to get to before, so that I extremely appreciate. So yay, the boring stuff is out of the way. Let's get into my weird collection in this box. It's Munster's action figures. A while ago I saw these were a thing for sale. I don't know, like 3 years ago maybe. And they're very high quality action figures, and I saw they were for sale, and so for Christmas I asked my husband for all of them. And you should have seen the look on my family's face as a 30-something-year-old mom was pulling action figures out on Christmas morning. But anyway, they probably all know I'm weird by now, so it's okay. I have all the Munsters here, and they're a little bit larger than 12 scale. Of course, Herman Munster is going to always be a little bit larger than normal scale. And they're, hold on, let me put the box down. They're articulated, I think. Why won't your arm bend? Why won't you bend? I'm gonna point you down now. Okay, this is gonna be a little easier to show you my collection here. This is Herman, and like I said, they are articulated, fully plastic. It's not fabric or anything. They're plastic, but I think they're really well done. He's kind of got a goofy expression, but Herman normally does, I think. So I'm not really sure how I'm gonna go about a project for them, because an entire house would be huge, but it would be really cool. So I don't know if I'll just do like a living room scene. This is Lily. And like these parts turn. Really, really fun characters, and I thought, you know, I think they were limited edition. I don't remember, but I thought, I know I'm going to do a Munsters project. I might as well get the figures. Here's Grandpa. And I think this comes off. Yeah, you can take his cloak off. And again, it's all plastic. He's got, I don't know, like he's telling somebody off type of a stance here. Not quite sure what he's supposed to be doing, but he looks pretty close. I think Al Lewis maybe was, I can't remember. I think that was the actor's name for Grandpa. Could be wrong. I'd have to look that up. And then here's Marilyn, and she's articulated as well. They're really tough to move and pose, and but they do pose. I think they're really cool. So I don't know. I'd have to play with it. Probably their joints just need to be worked a little bit. And then here is Eddie Munster, and he can pose as well. It looks like maybe an older version of Eddie, maybe like young teenage version. And they came with some accessories, so I'll show you those. Oops. They came with the grandfather, or the cuckoo clock, and the raven, and it looks like it's permanent. It doesn't move or anything. So I wouldn't have to make that because it came with it. And I don't know if y'all remember the dog Spike, or the dinosaur Spike, or the dragon Spike. I don't ever think they show what he is, but he has a really long tail, and I think occasionally you do see his collar. So his collar came with it. And I don't know, there's some other things in here. There's a bat. Maybe the bat's supposed to go with Grandpa. I'm not quite sure. Here's Eddie's doll. I think it had a name. I cannot remember. Of course, Herman's lunchbox that he takes every day to work. We have a few bits of lab equipment for Grandpa, because of course he has a lab. See, now I'm thinking I've got to make the whole house, because I'd want to make the lab, I'd want to make the living room, I want to make the staircase, the little flippy telephone coffin room. Like, I just have to make it all. And then the rest of this, like some other lab pieces in here, but the rest of this is all an electric chair. You had to buy all the pieces to get all the pieces to make the electric chair. I've never put it together, so once we get to this project in the future, we would put it together, but I'm not quite sure how long that's going to be. But I thought this would just be a fun way to end this video full of talking, because I've been wanting to share this with you for a while, recently I found them and I was like, I've never shared my Munsters figures before, and I just think they're really, really cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing these. Thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate it, and I am so looking forward to all the things I'm going to be able to do this year. I hope you enjoyed seeing my Munsters collection, and yeah, I really look forward to someday in the future putting them into a project. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!